The priority selection will commence in about a minute and a half.
I'm Darren Keily. I'm the assistant coach, assistant general manager of the Kingston Frontenacs. Been in the league for quite a while. Started in Barrie, working with Bert Templeton. Worked in Sudbury with Bert as well. Moved to Peterborough, won an OHL championship in Peterborough, and this is my 4th year with Frontenacs. I think I have enough experience now within the league to know what to expect from the players and around the league, other teams. So the experience is one of the biggest attributes I have, and I believe I work well with the kids. I'm an honest, loyal person that tries to keep things positive around the room. It was kind of the same way as I was taught as a coach. It's okay to make mistakes, but you have to let the kids make mistakes and then try and correct those and limit them so that they're not reoccurring all the time. So try and do it with positive reinforcement rather than a stern, yelling, screaming type of person. It's more of a pat in the back, go back out and try and do a little bit better job.
As popular today as he was in 1993, our boy from Kingston lives in the hearts of Leafs fans. Still their favorite. Playing that kind of hockey they don't play anymore. Number 93, the killer, Doug Gilmour.
You saw a bit of difference when Doug Gilmour came in. There seemed to be a little more spark, a little more edge than in previous years. So that's not a knock on Jim Halton and the rest of them. It just seemed to be something that had to be switched up to get out of the malaise. But it wasn't enough, and for Doug to go up top and use his skills that way.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Ted Baker at the league office, and I will just commence with
the commitment to obviously to be a general manager. He spent a lot of time on the road as well. He watched a lot of hockey. I've enjoyed that side. I think part of after retirement in hockey and I was management with the Leafs for a little bit. I became a head coach here, and now I'm the general manager. So, I think it's something that I have passion for. It's been my life.
Kingston, if you would please submit your selection, and then we will prompt you as to the announcement.
And I want to continue, and this is just a great learning experience for me. And again, I don't know after 2 more years if I'm going to continue doing this or if I go back to coach. I don't know. Again, the coaching side was a lot of fun, and it's very rewarding when you see players go on to the pro and other kids, even though they don't go pro, but they excel in their school program, so it's great to see.
Kingston Frontenacs select the first selection, Roland McEwen from the Toronto Marble.
He's just made it possible to have a bright future for this team, and that's something I really look forward to. So he's doing a great job for sure.
This game's all about friendships, as Joe said. Success, failures. It's all a part of life that I'll never forget.
Having Dougie, he's obviously been a very prestigious hockey player and inducted in the Hall of Fame and a former Leaf. So definitely having him up either on the bench or up in the press box has been huge. Just talking to him, and he's giving me little pointers on his throughout his years in the leagues.
He's a well-known person, that's for sure.
Dougie Gilmour. 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 Hey, Dougie, is that really Dougie?
Absolutely.
What a guy, the best hockey player in the world today, Dougie Gilmour, and don't you forget it, from Kingston, Ontario. Isn't he lovely? I love this guy. I love him.
Being a general manager, I guess you're not under the same fire on a day-to-day basis. I think probably ultimately the general manager's role is better suited to Doug Gilmour. He has a great reputation in the hockey world. He has a lot of influence with a lot of hockey people. And as a general manager, even from a scouting perspective, obviously it's important to do some scouting, but if you have a great scouting staff underneath you, your real responsibility is to oversee that. So I think in year number one, Doug Gilmour did a good job. I think certainly for the trades he made, he seemed to come away with the better of the deals that were made. He picked up some very important future pieces for the hockey team.
Darcy Greenaway, 52 points, leads the Kingston Frontenacs offensively. 9 power play goals as well, so he's been the key guy with the man advantage.
The trades in the summertime, obviously, both were with London Knights. Igor Bobkov, for example. It was a perfect fit for where we wanted to go. We knew this year going into it we were going to take a step backwards, and you know, thank you to the fans for being patient here, but we are a young hockey club. Adding Darcy Greenaway for a 15th round pick, that has turned into a 5th round pick now because his goal production, and I have no problem trading another player for a 5th round pick that's going to score that many goals. So.
Shoots! Oh, hit the post, rebound, they score! Greenaway! The hat-trick goal gives the Frontenacs a 5-4 lead.
You know, of the trades he made, I think for the most part, they really benefited Kingston, and he made some very shrewd moves, but certainly the Spooner deal, which was the biggest one that had the most attention focused on it, and that was a pressure situation for Gilmour, and I really think that he came through that with spades, and Kujawinski is going to be a real treat for Kingston hockey fans over the next few years.
We haven't seen the newest, and we're hoping the most talented guy of the new guys yet. Tonight will be his debut.
Well, Ryan Kujawinski comes over as part of the Ryan Spooner trade. And there are some people asking, did we get enough for Ryan Spooner? And really the only answer to that question is time will tell.
The Generals were looking for. Kujawinski, Jenkins, and scores! Coming right back seconds later. Bailey throws his arms up.
I've been personally very impressed with some of the maneuvers that he's been able to accomplish so far, starting with the priority draft last year where the man they had targeted was in fact Ryan Kujawinski, but he was picked before they were able to draft him. The best player that was available when the Frontenacs were up is the son of Ty Domi, Max Domi. And even knowing that Max Domi had expressed that he would not report to Kingston, Frontenacs still drafted him, and that maneuver was criticized at the time, but in hindsight, they made out like bandits in that, because when you draft a player and he doesn't report to your team, you lose that asset, you receive a compensatory first-round pick. So the Kingston Frontenacs have 2 picks in the top 10 of this year's first round.
With the 8th selection in the OHL priority selection, Owen Sound attack.
The Owen Sound Attack are pleased to select with the first round selection, Jacob Middleton from the Huron-Perth Minor Hockey.
Here's our next selection, guys.
Submit your selection and we will prompt you as we announce.
Last year's draft, obviously we picked Max Domi. He was a defected player in training camp, so we moved him. We got a compensation first round pick, which is our 9th pick this year.
With the 9th selection in the 2012 OHL priority selection, Kingston Frontenac.
Kingston Frontenacs are proud to select Sam Bennett, Toronto Marbles.
Did not have a 2nd round pick. Our 3rd round pick was Ryan Hutchison, a player from Chicago. He's done a great job for us. You know, again, he was a 3rd round pick for us. Then you go on, you've got Braden Blight that, you know, again, these kids are 16 years old playing defense in this league. And
back of the net for Blight. He's going to be a Pete Sandwich. He gets pinballed around and knocked.
They've got a lot of, I guess, more than anything, experience this year that we've pretty much fast forwarded these guys. So that was part of our game plan. And you know, then we got Jacob Smith. He's a little slight right now, but he's got a lot of hockey sense, and he's going to be a big part of our team in the future here. We also have Fitzmaurice that in training camp he had a bad wrist, and we did not know if he was going to need surgery or not, but he's playing Tier 2 right now, and he's doing a great job, and he'll be with our hockey club next year.
You know, it takes time to evaluate a GM, but I think the early returns are pretty good. I mean, he recognized what holes they had to do, what they had to do in the short term to try to set themselves up for future success.
I'm not sure Igor Bobkov knows what to think right now, because he's only faced 14 shots after 2 periods of play. Nixon, one-timer right to Greenway and stopped it.
I think he played it smart with deciding, you know, let's draft Max Domi, let's, you know, try to get the compensation pick and some later draft picks. Maybe it wasn't a popular move. Maybe it smacked of being a bit of a, you know, a concession. But he ended up turning that into some picks. And
Kingston Frontenacs are pleased to select with our second pick in the second round, number 1 in goal, Spencer Watson.
He also ended up with the number 4 pick in the draft, essentially because he got Kujawinski in a trade. So all in all, I think you have to give Doug Gilmour a very strong grade for his first year as general manager, and yet, you know, he maybe found a role that works a bit better for him.
He's going to get a lot of ice time here in Kingston, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him develop here on Kingston ice.
That's the commitment that we're all putting into this for this city. I think it's going to be great to see some of these young players that, when I grew up here in Kingston, to watching the junior Canadians, have an opportunity to watch, you know, some certain players that are fans. A guy, Gary McMonagle, he was my favorite player. He was a little centerman, and again, we want that bond with these kids in Kingston, to see some of these kids that are going to develop here and go on to that next level and be their little boyhood hero.
Norm, ask him what his number is.
What's your number?
93.
This is the start of a beautiful thing. Gonna jump right in and give it everything. This is the start.
There's 3 things this season that I've noticed that I've never seen before, and they all go together. One is conditioning, one is work ethic, and the other is attitude.